Find a comfortable position and let's begin our journey. Allow your body to settle, to feel its own weight upon the soft surface beneath you. Every part of you, from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, is slowly beginning to let go, to release. Your breath too finds its own gentle rhythm, growing slower, deeper, more even. Take a long, slow breath in, feeling the clean air fill your lungs. And as you breathe out, release the day. Let go of all the thoughts, all the worries. There is nothing to do right now, nowhere else to be. There is only you, your breath, and this peaceful sanctuary we are about to discover together. Let your mind gently drift to a place far away, a place of safety and warmth. Imagine you are ascending the final wooden steps of an ancient building. The sound of your footsteps is soft and muted, a low thud that is absorbed by the profound quiet of the space. The air around you carries a unique fragrance, the scent of time itself, of knowledge and of peace. It is the smell of old books, of pages yellowed with age, of stories that have been sleeping here for 100 years. You are at the very top of a venerable library, a place the bustling world outside cannot seem to touch. At the top of the stairs, a small wooden door stands slightly ajar, a silent invitation. You push it gently, and a current of warm, gentle air drifts out to greet you, to embrace you. This is a small attic room, a world unto itself, nestled beneath the gentle slope of the roof. The floor is made of old oak planks, worn smooth and warm by generations of quiet footsteps. Heavy oak beams stretch across the ceiling above you, solid and reassuring, like the strong protective arms of a gentle giant watching over this little space. The first thing you notice is not something you see, but a feeling of light. It is a strange and beautiful light, not the harsh glare of day or the starkness of an electric bulb. The light here is the color of warm honey flowing from paper lanterns that hang suspended in the air throughout the room. Some are round like the full moon, others are tall cylinders, and a few are folded with exquisite, intricate pleats. They cast a soft, diffused glow that softens every corner, every edge, turning the entire room into a cozy cocoon. This gentle light dances quietly on the rough-hewn brick walls, on the stacks of old books piled in the corners, and on your own face, soothing your tired eyes. You move deeper into the room. Under your feet is a thick wool rug, the color of deep forest moss. It is so plush that your every step sinks into it, making no sound at all. You find your way to a wooden armchair placed perfectly beside a low table. The chair has a worn velvet cushion that is incredibly soft. You sink into it and it receives you perfectly, the cushion sighing softly as it cradles your body. Your weary back rests against the supportive frame, and you let out a long, slow breath of pure contentment. From this comfortable perch, you can see a round window, like a porthole on an old ship. Outside, the night sky has fallen a deep and endless expanse of indigo. You see no city lights, no hurried movement. There is only the sky and a few distant, shimmering stars. A soft breeze begins to blow, carrying the cool air of the night, but it only whispers through the window frame, creating a low, gentle hum like a distant lullaby. The breeze causes the paper lanterns to sway ever so slightly, their movement creating a slow dance of light and shadow on the floor. The sounds in this room are special. It is not an absolute silence, but a symphony of stillness. You can hear the steady, unhurried ticking of a grandfather clock somewhere far below in the library's main hall. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The sound is like the heartbeat of the house, a slow, dependable rhythm that brings a feeling of safety and stability. Occasionally, from far below, you hear the faintest rustle, the sound of a page being turned by a late-night reader in the library. These sounds do not disturb you. Instead, they deepen the sense of being in your own private sanctuary, separate but not alone. The scents in the air also add to the magic of this place. The warm, comforting smell of old paper is the dominant note, mingling with the sweet, gentle aroma of beeswax from a few candles flickering lazily on the windowsill. And somewhere just beneath those scents is a clean, calming fragrance of dried herbs. You look around and see a bundle of dried lavender hanging upside down from one of the beams. It offers the final relaxing note to this sensory orchestra. On the low table before you sits a small stack of paper. But this is not ordinary blank paper. These are pages that have been carefully removed from old books, books whose ink has faded and whose spines have softened with time. The pages are covered in an old, elegant script filled with stories that have already completed their journey and are now ready for a new life. You run your hand gently over the surface of the top sheet. You can feel its soft, slightly textured surface beneath your fingertips. You can feel the grain of the paper, the gentle impressions of time itself. Beside the stack of paper sit several small, beautiful creatures that are already complete. They are paper cranes. Folded from these very same book pages, they stand in silent, graceful repose, proud and elegant in the lantern light. The cranes are not pure white, but the creamy ivory color of old paper, patterned with the faint lines of text and faded illustrations. This makes each crane a unique work of art, each one carrying its own secret story within its folds. You gently pick up a sheet of paper. It feels almost weightless in your hand. You turn it over, looking at the words, the phrases that no longer hold their original meaning, but have now become part of a new kind of beauty. You decide that you will make a paper crane of your own to add another member to the peaceful flock resting on the table. You begin with the first fold, a diagonal line from one corner to the other. The soft rustle of the paper is the clearest sound in the room now, a simple, honest, and deeply comforting sound. You use your fingertip to press the fold, creating a clean, crisp line. The feeling of creating something with your own hands slowly and with great care brings a profound sense of satisfaction. All other thoughts seem to dissolve. Your mind is now focused only on this piece of paper, on its feel, on its sound, on the way it is transforming beneath your touch. One fold, and then another, slowly, carefully. There is no need to hurry. There is only you and the quiet journey of a paper star being born in your very own tranquil star garden. You hold the folded paper in your hands, a perfect triangle, now born from a simple square. You turn it over, feeling the satisfying crispness of the crease you just made. The paper seems to hold the memory of your touch. Now, you take the opposite corners and bring them together, folding the paper in half once more. Again, that soft, whispering rustle, a sound that belongs only to this quiet moment. You run your thumbnail along the new fold, sealing it with a gentle, firm pressure. Your movements are unhurried, flowing with an easy grace. There is no goal other than the process itself, no deadline to meet, no expectation to fulfill. This simple, focused action is a meditation. It anchors you to the here and now, to the warmth of the lantern light and the peaceful solitude of this attic room. Now you gently open the paper back up to its original square shape. Two clean, sharp creases now cross in the center, a perfect X, marking the heart of the page. They are like pathways, faint lines on a map that will guide you on the next step of this journey. The printed words on the page are now bisected by these new lines, phrases, and sentences, interrupted, forming new nonsensical poetry. You are not destroying a story, you are simply helping it transform into a different kind of expression, a silent, graceful form. You turn the paper over so the mountain folds become valley folds. You then fold the square in half, this time bringing the straight edges together to form a rectangle. The rustle is slightly different this time, a lower, softer tone. You smooth the edge, your palm warm against the cool, dry paper. You unfold it and repeat the process with the other two edges. When you open it again, the paper is marked with a starburst of creases, all converging at its center. It is a promise of the shape that is to come. Each line is an invitation. This is where a little magic begins. Holding the paper by its edges, you gently encourage the creases you made to do their work. You push the sides inward, and the paper, guided by the lines of your careful folding, begins to collapse upon itself. It is not a struggle, it is a willing transformation. The paper seems to know what you want it to do. It yields to your touch, folding into a smaller, more complex shape, a square with two triangular flaps on each side. This is the base from which the crane will emerge, its foundation. As you complete this step, you feel a sense of quiet accomplishment. You have guided this simple sheet into a new form, a new potential. You place the folded base down on the wooden table for a moment and let your hands rest in your lap. You close your eyes just for a second and breathe. Inhale the scent of old paper and lavender, and exhale any remaining tension you might be holding in your shoulders or your jaw. The gentle ticking of the clock from downstairs seems to have slowed its rhythm, a steady, comforting presence. The faint humming whisper of the wind outside the round window is like the breath of the old house itself, sighing contentedly in its sleep. You are safe here. You are completely and utterly safe in this warm, honey-lit haven. When you open your eyes, your gaze falls upon the other paper cranes resting on the table. In the gently swaying light of the lanterns, their shadows stretch and shrink upon the wood grain, making it seem as if they are subtly moving, perhaps shifting their wings or turning their heads in the soft light. They are a silent audience, a flock of peaceful companions in your quiet work. Each one is unique. On one crane's wing, you can see half of a faded diagram of a constellation. On another's tail, a few words of an old poem are visible, and the moon, a silver. The rest of the phrase is tucked away inside a fold, a secret known only to the crane. You feel a connection to the person, or perhaps the many people who folded these cranes before you. Perhaps they too came to this room seeking solace, a quiet harbor from the storms of the world. Perhaps their fingers also found a peaceful rhythm in the folding of these forgotten pages. The air in the room feels thick with this shared sense of tranquility, with layers upon layers of quiet moments just like this one. You pick up your folded paper base once more. The next steps involve creating the long, elegant neck and the tail. You take the outer flap of the top layer and fold its edge towards the center line. The paper is thicker now, with multiple layers, and the sound it makes is a more substantial, satisfying rasp. Your fingers move with a slow, deliberate confidence. You are not thinking about the steps in a technical way. You are feeling your way through them. It's as if your hands have their own memory, their own quiet intelligence. You fold the other flap to meet in the middle, creating a shape like a kite. Then carefully you flip the entire piece over and repeat the exact same folds on the other side. The shape is becoming more refined, more elegant, with each careful crease. You are now holding this small dense kite shape in your hands. The paper feels solid, reassuring. You look down at the words and letters visible on the surface. They are upside down sideways, fragmented. A single letter R here, a snippet of a word ether there. They have been freed from their duty of conveying meaning, and are now just beautiful abstract marks like patterns on a butterfly's wing. The focus required for this delicate work has drawn all of your attention inward into this small, tangible world between your hands. The world outside this room, with all its complexities and demands, has faded away. It feels very, very distant now, like a story you once heard but can no longer quite remember. There is only the feel of the paper, the soft light, the gentle sounds, and the slow, easy rhythm of your own breathing. You are creating more than just a paper crane. You are creating a small vessel of peace. The kite shape rests in your palm, a dense and promising form. The next step is a delicate unfolding, a moment of transformation. You carefully open up the top layer, lifting the point of the kite upwards. As you do, you encourage the sides to fold inward along the creases you just made. This is a reverse fold, a movement that feels both complex and intuitive at the same time. The paper resists for a moment, then yields, collapsing gracefully into a long, slender diamond shape. The sound is a series of soft, crinkling whispers as the layers of paper slide against one another. It feels like helping a flower to bloom, gently guiding its petals to open. You press the new folds flat, securing the shape. You turn the paper over and repeat the process on the other side. Once again, you lift the flap, gently coaxing the paper to fold inwards to transform itself. The symmetry of the action is deeply satisfying. Left side, then right side, front, then back. Each movement is a mirror of the last, creating a sense of balance and harmony. As you complete the second reverse fold, the basic form of the crane is suddenly revealed. Two long points rise from the body, destined to become the head and tail, while two broader shapes on either side will become the wings. It is a moment of quiet magic, seeing this familiar shape emerge from what was just a flat sheet of paper a few moments ago. You pause to admire your work. The form is still flat, but the potential for flight, for grace, is unmistakable. You hold it up to the lantern light. The light filters through the paper, revealing the layers of folds within like the delicate bones in a bird's wing. The faded text on the page adds a beautiful mottled texture to the form, a history embedded in its very skin. One of the points has a snippet of a sentence on it, waited for the tide to turn. It seems a fitting phrase for this creature of patience and paper. You decide which of the two slender points will become the head. You choose the one with the interesting phrase. Now, another careful reverse fold is needed. You gently part the two layers of the chosen point and push the very tip downwards and inwards, tucking it between the layers to form the crane's elegant bent neck and head. This is the most delicate fold of all, requiring a light and precise touch. Your fingers move with focused calm. You are not rushing. The world can wait. The clock below continues its steady, unhurried rhythm. Tick, tock, a quiet metronome for your graceful work. You feel the tiny head take shape between your thumb and forefinger, and you press the crease, firmly giving it its final, definitive form. Now only the wings remain. This is the final act of creation, the moment you give the crane its sense of life and movement. You take hold of the body with one hand, and with the other you gently pull one of the wing flaps downwards. As you pull, the body of the crane begins to inflate, to puff out, transforming from a flat object into a three-dimensional being. A soft puff of air scented with old paper escapes from within. You do the same with the other wing, pulling it down until it is perfectly symmetrical with the first. The crane now has a full rounded body and wings that are slightly curved, poised, as if ready to catch a gentle breeze. It is finished. You hold the small paper creature in the cup of your hands. It is so light, so fragile, yet it feels complete whole. Its paper wings are delicate but strong. Its head is cocked slightly to one side as if listening to the quiet sounds of the room. The faded words on its body are no longer just text. They are its feathers, its unique markings. You have breathed a new life into this forgotten page. You have transformed it from a carrier of old words into a silent symbol of peace. You gently place your newly created crane on the table, where it joins the rest of the silent flock. It stands perfectly balanced on its small flat base. It belongs here. It is now part of the Voon Sao Hak J, the garden of paper crane stars. As you look at the assembled flock, you feel a deep and profound sense of calm settle over you. The simple, repetitive act of folding has cleared your mind, smoothed out the tangled knots of the day's thoughts. It was a journey of small, precise movements, and it has led you to a place of stillness. You lean back into the soft velvet cushion of the armchair, your hands resting empty and relaxed in your lap. The warmth of the room envelops you like a soft blanket. The gentle light from the paper lanterns feels like a warm, loving gaze. You are not just in a room, you are inside a sanctuary, a haven you have found for yourself. The world of worries and responsibilities feels a million miles away on the other side of an impassable sea. Your gaze drifts back to the round window. Outside, a few clouds have gathered, drifting slowly across the face of the moon. The moonlight filters through them, creating a soft, silvery aura in the night sky. It adds another layer of magic to the scene. You watch the clouds move with a lazy, dreamlike quality. They are in no hurry, and neither are you. Your own breathing has deepened, matching the slow, majestic drift of the clouds. With every breath you exhale, you feel your body sinking deeper into the chair, your muscles becoming heavier, softer, more relaxed. The boundary between you and the chair, between you and the room, begins to blur. You are part of the stillness here. You belong to the quiet. The distant ticking of the clock continues its timeless lullaby. The gentle whisper of the wind is a soothing murmur. The air is filled with the comforting scents of paper wax and lavender. There is nothing more to do, nothing to fold, nothing to fix. The only task that remains is to rest, to simply be. You let your eyelids grow heavy. They feel as if they have tiny, gentle weights attached to them, pulling them softly downwards. It feels good to let them close, to shut out the soft light, and turn your attention completely inward to the peaceful landscape you have cultivated within your own mind. The garden of paper cranes continues to exist behind your closed eyelids, a silent, peaceful image that you can carry with you as you drift even deeper into relaxation. With your eyes gently closed, the world of the attic room transforms. It is no longer defined by shapes and colors, but by sounds, scents, and sensations. The darkness behind your eyelids is not empty. It is a soft, velvety canvas upon which the other senses can paint a deeper, more intimate picture of your surroundings. The warm, honeyed glow of the paper lanterns now becomes a gentle warmth you can feel on your skin, a soothing presence that seems to emanate from all around you, penetrating the layers of your clothes to comfort you. Your sense of hearing becomes more acute. The quiet symphony of the room is now richer, more detailed. You can distinguish the different tones within the sound of the wind. There is the low, steady hum as it presses against the round window pane, and then a higher, more musical whisper as a small draft finds its way through a tiny crack in the old wooden frame. It is not a cold draft, but a gentle reminder of the world outside, a world that is sleeping peacefully under the same moonlit sky. This sound only serves to heighten your sense of being sheltered, of being in a cozy, protected nest. The ticking of the grandfather clock from the library below seems to travel up through the wooden floor, not just as a sound you hear with your ears, but as a faint rhythmic vibration you can feel deep within your body. Tick, tock. It is the slow, steady heartbeat of the house, a rhythm that your own heart seems to recognize and align with, slowing down to match its calm, unhurried pace. You can almost feel the great brass pendulum swinging back and forth in the darkness below, a silent golden guardian of time. And between each tick and tock, there is a moment of profound silence, a pocket of perfect stillness that you can sink into. You can even hear the faintest sound of the candle flames. It is not a crackle, but something much softer, a barely audible, gentle hiss, the sound of wax being transformed into light and warmth. It is the sound of quiet consumption, of a slow and steady process, much like your own breathing, which continues its effortless rhythmic cycle without any conscious thought. Inhale and exhale. Each breath is a soft wave washing over you, carrying away any lingering traces of tension. The rich tapestry of scents in the room also deepens. The dominant fragrance of old paper is no longer just a smell. It feels like an atmosphere. It is the scent of stored knowledge, of quiet contemplation, of countless hours spent in peaceful solitude. It is a grounding scent, ancient and reassuring. Woven into it is the sweet, almost floral scent of the beeswax candles. It is a clean and natural sweetness, comforting and pure, and floating above it all is the clean herbal note of lavender. You breathe it in, and it feels as if the scent itself has a calming effect, traveling from your lungs through your entire body, soothing your nerves and clearing your mind. It is the scent of rest. Your body continues its journey into profound relaxation. You focus your awareness on your feet nestled warmly on the soft, mossy rug. You imagine a wave of warmth and heaviness, starting at the tips of your toes, slowly spreading through your arches, your heels, your ankles. You give your feet permission to let go completely, to release the memory of walking, of standing, of carrying you through the day. This wave of relaxation then flows upwards into your calves and shins, dissolving any tightness, any fatigue. It moves into your knees, and then your thighs, your legs, feeling wonderfully heavy and deeply anchored to the floor. This gentle, warm wave continues its journey up into your hips and your lower back, releasing the core of your body. You feel the velvet cushion of the armchair supporting you perfectly, allowing every muscle in your back to soften and spread out. The warmth travels up your spine, vertebra by vertebra, until it reaches your shoulders. Here, where so much of the day's stress tends to gather, you allow an extra measure of release. You imagine your shoulders dropping, melting away from your ears, becoming soft and loose. The relaxation flows down your arms, through your elbows, into your forearms, and finally into your hands, which rest so peacefully in your lap. Your fingers are slightly curled, completely at rest. The memory of folding the paper is still there, but now it is just a gentle echo, a feeling of quiet satisfaction. The wave of warmth now flows up into your neck, soothing the muscles that hold up your head. Your head feels heavy, perfectly supported by the back of the chair. You let your jaw go slack, allowing a small space to form between your teeth. You relax your cheeks, your temples, and the tiny muscles around your eyes. Your forehead becomes smooth and clear, like a calm, undisturbed pool of water. Even your scalp relaxes. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, your entire body is now immersed in a state of deep, peaceful rest. You are not sleeping yet. You are simply floating in the serene space that comes just before sleep, a tranquil harbor where your mind and body can gently prepare for the night's journey. In this state of deep calm, your mind becomes quiet and spacious. Thoughts may still arise, but they are like distant clouds drifting across the vast sky of your awareness. You do not need to follow them or engage with them. You can simply observe them as they float by without judgment, without attachment. They appear for a moment, and then they dissolve back into the stillness from which they came. Your attention remains gently anchored to the physical sensations of the room, the warmth, the sounds, the scents, and to the simple life-affirming rhythm of your own breath. You are floating now, not in water, but in a sea of tranquility. The room has become a vessel, a safe and sturdy ark, carrying you through the quiet ocean of the night. The paper cranes on the table are your silent fellow passengers. They too are at rest, their wings folded, waiting for the morning light. They are guardians of your peace symbols, of the quiet magic you have created for yourself in this special place. There is nothing to fear. There is only this profound sense of security, of being held, of being perfectly and completely at ease. In this profound state of stillness, the boundary between your inner world and the attic room begins to dissolve. The gentle rhythm of your breathing feels completely in sync with the soft swaying motion of the paper lanterns, a slow and silent dance of light and air. The warmth on your skin is indistinguishable from the warmth that fills your chest with every slow inhalation. You are not just a visitor in this room, you are a part of its very fabric, woven into its tapestry of peace and quiet. Your mind, now calm and clear, begins to wander in a gentle, dreamlike way. You are no longer consciously directing your thoughts. Instead, you allow images and feelings to surface on their own, like bubbles rising from a deep, clear spring. You find yourself thinking about the pages you used to fold the crane. What stories did they once tell? Perhaps they were pages from a book of fairy tales, filled with enchanted forests and sleeping princesses. Perhaps they came from an old book of astronomy describing the very constellations that are now twinkling outside the round window. Or maybe they were from a forgotten book of poetry, filled with words that once made someone's heart ache with beauty. It doesn't matter what the stories were. What matters is that their journey has not ended. They have been given a new purpose. They have been transformed from carriers of narrative into vessels of silence. Their words, fragmented and rearranged, have been released from the burden of meaning and are now free to be simply beautiful. In the same way, you feel that the stories of your own day, the conversations, the tasks, the worries, are also being transformed. They are being folded, creased, and reshaped into something new, something peaceful. They are becoming the wings of your own quiet ascent into rest. You imagine the library below you, vast and dark. You see rows upon rows of silent books sleeping in the darkness. Each book is a universe of its own, a tightly bound collection of thoughts, dreams, and histories. Billions and billions of words are resting there, waiting patiently in the quiet. The library is like a great sleeping mind, and this attic room is its sanctum of dreams, the place where the essence of all those stories comes to rest. You feel a profound connection to this vast repository of silence and knowledge. It is a comforting thought to be floating above it all, protected by the weight of so much history, so much wisdom. A new sensation begins to emerge, a feeling of lightness, while your body remains wonderfully heavy and relaxed in the chair. A part of you feels as though it could simply float away. It is a pleasant, buoyant feeling, as if you are a single paper lantern filled with warm air gently straining against the string that holds you. You imagine yourself drifting up from the chair, rising slowly and effortlessly towards the high-beamed ceiling. You float among the other paper lanterns, a silent companion in their gentle, swaying dance. You look down from this new perspective and see your own body resting peacefully in the armchair. It is completely at ease, breathing slowly and deeply. There is a sense of peaceful detachment of being both the observer and the observed. From up here near the ceiling, you can see the entire room laid out below you like a miniature world. You see the mossy green rug, the warm glow of the candles on the windowsill, and the small flock of paper cranes gathered on the table, their shadows long and soft in the lantern light. You drift over to the round window. From here, your view of the night sky is even more expansive. The moon, a perfect silver disk, hangs in a sea of deep indigo, surrounded by a scattering of diamond dust stars. The clouds you were watching earlier have now passed, leaving the celestial view clear and breathtakingly beautiful. It feels as if you could simply float right through the glass and out into the vast, silent expanse of the night. The thought is not frightening, it is inviting. The night sky does not feel cold or empty, but rather like a vast, dark velvet blanket embroidered with points of light. You feel a sense of belonging, a recognition that the same ancient stardust that makes up the distant galaxies is also within you. You are a small part of this immense, silent, and beautiful universe. And in this moment, in this peaceful attic, you are perfectly placed to appreciate its majesty. You turn your attention back to the room. From your vantage point near the ceiling, you notice details you hadn't seen before. You see the intricate web of a small sleeping spider in the corner of a ceiling beam, a tiny perfect piece of natural architecture. You see the subtle patterns in the wood grain of the floorboards, whorls and lines that look like ancient maps. You see how the light from the lanterns catches the dust motes that drift lazily in the air, turning them into tiny glittering stars that float and dance in the warm currents. The room is alive with a quiet, secret life, and you in your light floating state are a privileged observer. This awareness brings a sense of wonder, a childlike awe at the beauty of simple things. The need to understand, to analyze, to label everything has fallen away. All that is left is the capacity to perceive, to experience, to simply be with what is. The faint herbal scent of the dried lavender is stronger up here, closer to the bundle hanging from the beam. You breathe it in deeply. It is a scent of summer fields of sunshine, of deep and restful sleep. It feels as if the scent itself is helping you to float, lifting you up, making you even lighter. You are a feather on the breath of the house, a dream taking shape in the quiet of the night. Slowly, gently, you feel yourself beginning to drift back down. It is an effortless descent, as soft and silent as a falling leaf. You float back towards the armchair, back towards your own peacefully resting body. As you merge back with your physical form, you bring with you the sense of lightness, of wonder, and of expansive peace that you found among the lanterns. You do not feel heavy and sluggish, but grounded and light at the same time. Your body is the anchor, and your spirit is the kite flying freely in the calm night air of your own consciousness. You are back in the chair, but something has shifted. You are deeper, calmer, and even closer to the edge of sleep. As you settle back into the full awareness of your body, the sensation of lightness lingers, mingling with the deep, heavy relaxation you cultivated earlier. It is a beautiful paradox to feel both grounded and buoyant, anchored and free. Your physical form is a warm, safe vessel, while your consciousness remains expansive and serene, like the quiet, star-filled sky outside the window. You are resting at the perfect intersection of body and mind, a state of harmonious equilibrium that is the very essence of deep rest. Your focus now drifts to the materials of the room, the textures that surround you and contribute to this profound sense of sanctuary. Without opening your eyes, you can vividly recall the feel of the paper you were folding. You remember its subtle grain, the faint roughness that whispered against your fingertips. You can almost feel the satisfying crispness of a newly made crease, the way the paper held its shape, a testament to its quiet strength. This memory is a tactile lullaby, a reminder of the peaceful, focused work your hands performed. You then bring your awareness to the velvet cushion of the armchair that is cradling you. You can feel the soft pile of the fabric against your clothes, against the skin on the back of your neck. It is a worn velvet, its surface made smooth and gentle by years of use. It is a texture that speaks of comfort, of welcome, of countless quiet evenings spent in this very spot. You imagine the deep, rich color of the velvet, even with your eyes closed, and it adds to the warmth and coziness that surrounds you. You think of the wood, the solid, reassuring presence of the oak beams overhead, the smooth, worn floorboards beneath the rug, the aged wood of the armchair itself, its arms polished by the touch of many hands over many years. Wood is a living material, and you can feel its steady, patient energy in the room. It holds the history of the house within its grain. It has absorbed the silence, the warmth, the quiet contentment of this attic space for decades, perhaps even centuries, and now it radiates that peaceful energy back to you, a silent offering of stability and security. Your mind's touch then moves to the wool of the rug under your feet. You imagine its thick, dense fibers, a soft and springy cushion that absorbs all sound. It is the color of moss on an ancient tree in a quiet forest. The very thought of this texture is grounding, connecting you to the earth, even as you are high up in this attic retreat. It is a texture of natural, unpretentious comfort. Even the air itself seems to have a texture. It is not empty space. It feels soft and thick, like fine cashmere filled with the warm light, the gentle sounds and the soothing scents of the room. With every breath, you draw this soft, comforting atmosphere deep into your lungs, and it feels like you are inhaling pure tranquility. These textures, both real and imagined, create a rich and complex sensory environment that is entirely devoted to rest. There are no sharp edges here, no harsh surfaces, no jarring sensations. Everything is soft, worn, and gentle. The entire room is an embrace. As you float in this cocoon of soft textures, your awareness begins to drift toward the concept of time. The steady ticking of the clock below is not a measure of passing moments that you are losing. It is not a reminder of a future that is approaching. In this sanctuary, the clock's rhythm is a gentle reassurance that time is not your enemy. It is simply a river flowing slowly and peacefully through the night. You are not being carried along by its current against your will. Instead, you are resting on its banks, watching it flow by with a sense of serene detachment. The past, with its worries and regrets, is like a collection of old books on the shelves downstairs. Their stories are written complete and now at rest. The future, with its plans and anxieties, is like an unwritten page waiting patiently in the quiet, with no need to be filled just yet. There is only this present moment, this single tick of the clock, this single breath, this perfect point of stillness. You realize that this attic room is a place outside of ordinary time. It is a bubble of perpetual calm. The act of folding the paper crane was an exercise in slowing down time, in stretching a single moment to its fullest potential by filling it with focused, gentle attention. Now you are doing the same with your rest. You are not simply waiting for sleep to come. You are inhabiting the state of pre-sleep, savoring its unique and profound peace. The distance between each tick and each tock of the clock seems to grow longer. The silence in between them becomes a vast open space, a valley of pure quiet that you can explore with your mind. In this expanded sense of time, your breathing also feels slower, deeper, more spacious. You can feel the moment the air enters your nostrils cool and fresh. You can follow its entire journey as it fills your lungs. You can sense the gentle pause at the peak of your inhalation, a moment of perfect fullness, and you can follow the breath all the way out again as it leaves your body warm and carrying with it any final remnants of tension. This focus on the breath within this expanded sense of time is incredibly grounding. It is the simplest and most profound anchor you have. The breath is always with you. It is the rhythm of life itself. And tonight, its rhythm is a slow, steady, and deeply peaceful lullaby. The paper cranes on the table seem to exist in this timeless space with you. They are symbols of eternity, of a single moment of creation captured and held forever in their folded form. They do not age, they do not worry, they simply are. And in their silent, graceful presence, they invite you to do the same, to simply be, to let go of the relentless forward march of time, and to rest in the endless peaceful now. Floating in this timeless, peaceful present, your mind begins to touch upon the gentle magic of the room. It is not a grand, overt magic of spells and enchantments, but a quieter, more subtle kind. It is the magic of transformation. You have witnessed it firsthand. You took a flat, forgotten page, filled with the ghosts of old words, and through a series of simple, patient folds, you transformed it into a creature of grace and beauty, a paper crane. It is the alchemy of attention, the magic of a quiet and focused intention. This subtle magic permeates the entire space. The beeswax in the candles is transforming its solid form, melting into liquid gold, which then rises as vapor to become flame-light and warm. The light itself performs its own magic, transforming the mundane details of the room, the rough texture of brick, the grain of wood, the drifting dust motes, into objects of enchanting beauty. The lavender, hanging dry and dormant, is continually transforming itself into a scent, an invisible cloud of calm that fills the air and soothes your spirit. You realize that you too are part of this gentle transformation. The weary, tense person who climbed the stairs to this attic room has been slowly, quietly transformed. The folds and creases of the day's worries have been smoothed out. The weight of responsibility has been transmuted into the pleasant heaviness of deep relaxation. Your own breath is a magical process transforming the simple air of the room into the very life force that sustains you. With every slow exhale, you are releasing what is old and spent, and with every inhale you are drawing in newness, peace, and quiet vitality. This sense of gentle, positive transformation brings with it a profound feeling of hope and renewal. It whispers a promise that rest is not just an absence of activity, but a powerful restorative process. Just as the paper crane was born from a discarded page, a new sense of calm and clarity can be born from the quiet moments of the night. Sleep is the ultimate transformation, a journey into a different realm of consciousness, where the mind and body can heal, reset, and prepare for a new beginning. You imagine the flock of paper cranes on the table. In the soft, flickering light, it is easy to imagine that they possess a life of their own. You picture them as guardians of this quiet space, silent keepers of dreams. Perhaps, when the house is completely still, in the deepest hours of the night, they rustle their paper wings. Perhaps they share whispered stories woven from the fragmented words printed on their bodies. They are a flock of peaceful messengers, and their message is one of serenity. You let your mind create a little story, a gentle, waking dream. You imagine that one of the cranes, the one you made, carefully steps away from the others. It walks to the edge of the table on its tiny folded legs. It looks towards you, its paper head tilted with a gentle curiosity. Then it spreads its wings. They are not stiff. They are soft and pliable, catching a current of warm air rising from a nearby candle. With a soft rustling sound, the paper crane lifts off the table. It flies in a slow, graceful circle, its movements silent and effortless. It is a creature of air and paper, a thought given form. It circles the room, once its shadow dancing across the walls and the ceiling. It flies past the glowing paper lanterns, a small dark silhouette against their warm light. It dips its wings in a silent greeting to the moon in the round window. Then it flies towards you. It does not startle you. Its presence is entirely benevolent, entirely peaceful. It comes to hover in the air just before your closed eyes, its paper wings beating in a slow, hypnotic rhythm. You can feel the faintest puff of air on your face with each downstroke of its wings. It is a gentle, rhythmic caress, as soft as a moth's wing. The crane is bringing you a gift. It has gathered all the peace, all the quiet, all the magic of the room, and it is now offering it to you. The steady ticking of the clock is in the rhythm of its wings. The warm glow of the lanterns is in the soft light you perceive through your eyelids. The comforting scent of old paper and lavender is in the gentle air it stirs. The profound stillness of the library below is in its silent, graceful flight. This little paper guide has come to lead you further down the path to sleep. Its presence is a final reassurance that you are safe, that it is time to let go completely. You don't have to hold on to awareness any longer. You can entrust your consciousness to the quiet of the night, just as you entrusted the paper page to the intelligence of your hands. The crane will stand watch. The house will protect you. The night will cradle you. You focus on the sensation of the air from the crane's wings, a gentle, rhythmic puff against your forehead. Puff and pause, puff and pause. It is the softest of lullabies, a physical sensation that bypasses thought and speaks directly to your deepest need for rest. You allow this sensation to be your final anchor. You let all other thoughts, all other images fade away. There is only this gentle, rhythmic touch, a soft and steady pulse of peace. Your breathing syncs perfectly with the beating of the paper wings. Each puff of air corresponds to the peak of your exhale, the moment of deepest release. Breathing in and breathing out, feeling the gentle touch breathing in and breathing out, letting go a little more. You are being gently fanned into slumber, a slow and magical process of surrender. The little crane is your guide, your friend leading you from the peaceful harbor of deep relaxation out into the calm, limitless ocean of sleep. With the gentle rhythm of the paper crane's wings as your guide, the boundaries between your awareness and the world around you continue to soften, to dissolve. It is no longer a question of what you can see or hear or feel. It is a merging, a becoming. The essence of the room is entering you, and the essence of you is flowing out into the room. You are no longer simply resting in this attic sanctuary. You are the sanctuary itself. You become aware that the gentle scent of lavender is not only in the air, but also in your very breath. It is like a fragrant cloud, a soft purple mist that is both within you and without you, circling you and comforting you. You feel its calming influence throughout your body, a gentle loosening of muscles, a smoothing of the mind. It is as if the scent itself is gently nudging you towards sleep. The sound of the wind continues its soft murmur outside the round window. You realize that this sound too is within you now. It is not an external noise. It is a feeling, a gentle, subtle motion that resonates deep within your chest, as if your own body is sighing contentedly. Even the gentle touch of the velvet cushion beneath you has become a part of your own essence. You no longer feel it against your body. You are the velvet. You are the softness. You are the comfort. You are the embrace. Your thoughts are now reduced to the simplest possible form. There are no complex sentences, no elaborate descriptions, no detailed images. The mind is still. There is only a series of wordless impressions, the essence of peace. Peace, silence, stillness. As the world outside you continues to melt away, the world within you becomes clearer, more spacious, more profound. You feel a sense of deep security, of being completely protected and cared for. The attic room has become a womb, a warm and nurturing space where you can surrender completely to the process of sleep. You remember the moment you made the paper crane. You recall the care with which you selected the page, the precise folds, the focused attention. You realize now that the paper crane was not simply something you created. It was a representation of your own mind. It was a manifestation of your desire for peace. And now you are folding yourself, your thoughts, your worries into this same graceful, silent form. Your breath continues its slow, steady rhythm, a gentle dance that mirrors the rhythm of the crane's wings. You are a silent observer watching this graceful dance unfold. Inhale, exhale, the world is fading. You are sinking. The gentle flickering light from the paper lanterns is now a warm, comforting haze. You do not need to see. You can feel the warmth, the peace, and the subtle magic of the light permeating your closed eyelids. It's as if the light itself is an invitation, a guiding star beckoning you to come closer to the edge of sleep. All of your senses are now blended together. The sounds, scents, and sensations of the room are no longer separate experiences. They are unified into a single, overwhelming experience of peace. You are no longer aware of any boundaries, of any divisions between your own self and your surroundings. You are simply present, resting in a space of perfect equilibrium. You have reached a point of profound stillness, a state where all effort is released. Your mind has quieted, your body has relaxed, your breath is slow and deep, You are ready to release all your worries and thoughts and surrender to the magic of sleep. It is now time to drift away completely. You have arrived at the calm, tranquil shore of sleep, and the tide is pulling you gently out to sea. You allow your body to grow heavy with the peace of the room, heavy with the release of the day. You are ready to let go. The little paper crane, your silent guide, is still there, hovering just above you, its wings beating gently softly. Its presence is a final reminder of your own inner strength. The paper crane whispers, "You are safe. You are loved. Rest now." The whispered words, gentle and kind, drift on the wings of the wind. They are an echo in the darkness, a reassurance whispered in the quietest hours. The quiet comfort of the house, the warmth of the room, and the steady rhythm of the wind are all around you. They are the arms that will cradle you in the deep, silent hours of sleep. And with the crane still guiding, you drift into your own dreams. The distinction between being awake and being asleep is now a soft, blurry line, like a watercolor painting left out in a gentle rain. You are drifting in the space between a tranquil estuary where the river of consciousness meets the vast ocean of dreams. There is no effort here, no struggle. There is only a gentle, inexorable pull towards the deep. The image of the paper crane, your faithful guide, begins to change. It is no longer just a small creature of paper and ink. It grows larger, its wingspan expanding until it fills the space behind your closed eyelids. Its wings are no longer made of a single page, but of countless pages, a mosaic of forgotten stories and faded words. Each beat of these immense soft wings is a slow, deep wave of tranquility washing over you. You are no longer in the armchair. You are resting on the back of this great crane, nestled safely among its soft paper feathers. The attic room, with its warm lanterns and its quiet comforts, is now far below you, a small glowing ember in the vast darkness. You feel a sense of absolute trust in this gentle giant that carries you. It knows the way. The crane banks, slowly turning its great head towards the round window. But the window is no longer just a window. It has become a portal, a shimmering silver disk that hums with a quiet celestial energy. It is the moon itself, and it is inviting you to pass through. With a powerful, silent downstroke of its wings, the crane carries you forward through the shimmering portal and out into the immense, silent theater of the night sky. You are flying. The air is cool and clean and feels like silk against your skin. Below you there is no city, no landscape you can recognize. There is only a soft, rolling sea of clouds, glowing with a gentle, milky light from the moon above. It is a world of softness, of silence, of sublime peace. You are not afraid. You are filled with a sense of wonder and profound calm. You are a dreamer flying on the back of a dream. The stars here are brighter, clearer than you have ever seen them. They do not just twinkle, they pulse with a soft, steady light, like distant, sleeping hearts. The great constellations are like ancient silvery glyphs painted across the vast velvet canvas of space. The steady rhythm of the crane's wings is the only sound, a deep, soft whoosh, whoosh, that is both a sound and a feeling. It resonates through your entire being, a cosmic lullaby. It is the sound of the universe breathing. You lay your head down on the crane's back, the paper feathers surprisingly soft against your cheek. You can smell the faint, familiar scent of old books and lavender, a comforting reminder of the safe haven from which you began this journey. The crane is not flying towards any particular destination. The journey itself is the purpose. It is a journey through pure peace, through absolute stillness. All the complexities of the world have been left far behind. All the noise, All the demand, all the worries have dissolved into the silent emptiness of space. There is only the feeling of flight, the soft light of the stars, and the steady, reassuring presence of your paper guide. You pass by a nebula, a vast swirling cloud of iridescent gas, glowing with soft hues of rose and violet and deep indigo. It is unspeakably beautiful, a celestial flower blooming in the garden of the night. You do not try to understand it. You do not need to name it. You simply witness it, allowing its silent, majestic beauty to fill you completely. Your thoughts have now ceased altogether. Your mind is a clear, calm sky, reflecting the beauty of the cosmos through which you travel. You are pure awareness, pure sensation floating in a state of perfect contentment. The need for a separate self, for an ego, has fallen away. You are one with the crane, one with the stars, one with the silent breathing night. The feeling of sleep is now an irresistible tide pulling you gently under. It is not a loss of consciousness, but an expansion of it. It is a letting go of the small, personal self to merge with something much larger, much older, much more peaceful. The crane begins a slow, graceful descent. It is not returning to the attic room. It is flying you down towards the soft, luminous sea of clouds below. As you get closer, you see that the clouds are even softer than you imagined, like an infinite bed of the purest, downiest cotton. They are the clouds of deep, dreamless sleep. The crane glides lower and lower, its wing beats becoming slower, softer. It is preparing to deliver you to your final destination for the night. You feel a profound sense of gratitude for this magical creature, for this peaceful journey. You have been carried far away from all that troubles you, and you are now being brought to a place of perfect rest. The journey is almost over. The time for complete surrender has come. The great paper crane glides just above the surface of the cloud sea, its immense wings casting long, soft shadows on the luminous vapor below. The air is thick with a profound silence, a quiet so deep it feels like a soft, heavy blanket. The rhythmic whoosh of the wings has slowed to a nearly imperceptible whisper, the final fading notes of a lullaby. You feel your own body impossibly heavy and relaxed, ready to be received by the soft embrace of the clouds. With the utmost gentleness, the crane tilts its wings, and you begin to slide ever so slowly from its back. It is not a fall, but a gentle placement. You feel yourself being lowered into the clouds, as if by a loving hand. The moment you touch the surface, it yields to you, parting, to cradle your form in an impossibly soft, cool, and comforting embrace. It is like sinking into a bed made of moonlight and mist. You are floating now, weightless, supported by the softest substance imaginable. The crane hovers above you for a moment, a great silent guardian against the starlit sky. It dips its long paper neck in a final graceful farewell, then turns, and with a single silent beat of its wings dissolves back into the night, its form scattering into 1,000 tiny glittering words that drift away among the stars. You are alone now, but not lonely. You are held. You are safe. You are at the very heart of peace. The clouds gently close over you, wrapping you in a cocoon of pure, dreamless white. The light of the stars and moon fades, replaced by a soft internal glow. There are no more images, no more sounds, no more sensations. There is only the feeling of sinking deeper and deeper into a peace that is beyond all understanding. The last flicker of conscious thought fades. There is nothing left to do, nowhere left to go, only rest. Safe and sound, you let go completely and drift into a deep, peaceful sleep.